challenge laid, the challenge accepted. New Zealand, Australia up next.
Well, there's the mana, the ihi, the wee, the feelings laid down by the Black Ferns. Good and proper here at North Harbour Stadium, but equally so Australia standing up and say, yep, we're connected and we're ready to face this, whatever you bring.
Australia with a huge challenge in front of them. They've never beaten New Zealand. This, the 26th match. They need to win today to qualify for WXV1 and secure their place at Rugby World Cup 2025. They will have another chance to get that if they don't do it today, but you'd love to have your World Cup future secured. South Africa's Amy Barrett-Theron becomes the most capped female test referee. This her 39th test. Congratulations to Amy Barrett-Theron, one of the very best in the middle. She is assisted by Tash Ganley of New Zealand, Tyler Miller from Australia, Chris Asmus of Canada is our TMO. All is in readiness to wrap up the Pacific Four and begin the O'Reilly Series. New Zealand and Australia from North Harbour Stadium. Off the boot of Renee Holmes, back in the New Zealand side for the first time this season, and it's Leilani Nathan who'll get the first carry into the New Zealand attack for Australia. New Zealand's breakdown discipline let them down against Canada last week. It'll be key there as Amy Duplessis tries to roll out of the way and Sammy Wood clears for Australia. Wood.
Use it, 9.
Counter ruck comes on, looks like she's going to send this up and away, and it's been charged down, then bounced off an Australian position and picked up by Wood. So, yes, you can see the New Zealand faces an early win for the Black Ferns.
Yeah, physical, weren't they, in that kick chase? In the first run by Leilani Nathan, she put her head down and met a wall of black, and the second time she equally got the same treatment. But here's again the pressure coming up from Roos on that occasion. That's just the keenness I'm sure they would have been speaking about pre-game during the week.
First chance to attack for New Zealand. Hannah King in just her second test in her first start, standing in at first receiver. The 20-year-old, first 5/8. Hannah King and her Hurricanes teammate Iritana Hohaia to feed this scrum. Australia's scrum has had some problems in the Pacific Four. It's holding firm now. Now Olsen Baker peels off the back for New Zealand. Just dragged down by Nathan, but the Black Ferns swing on to attack early. Here's Alana Bremner starting in a test at lock for the first time. Good meters from her. Now Chris Veliko, always strong with ball in hand. The Wallaroos having to defend and defend early on here as Olsen Baker goes once more. Kaipo Olsen Baker. Ball just spills out awkwardly, and it was Naden who got there but concedes the penalty. She grabbed it from an offside position.
9, that's unnecessary.
Either it was Kapani.
Don't dive in a ball.
Good face play there from the Black Ferns from their scrum. Olsen Baker was very prominent with 2 big runs, and now this is the attitude they're bringing. They want to squeeze Australia while they're down there, so can they go for the scrum? Here's the second run from Olsen Baker. Look at the power through contact, gets right over the advantage line. Bit of a loose carry.
Scrum 5 metres out right in front of the old goalpost. Tough for Australia to defend from here.
Yeah, a lot of space to the left. They want to manipulate it there in New Zealand. They need a solid scrum. Olsen Baker's already shown she's explosive off the base of the scrum.
Bind.
Nathan just say to the referee she felt New Zealand pre-engaged in that last scrum, but they've got a good momentum here. The Black Eight is controlled in the back by Olsen Baker. Still driving forward New Zealand and still there for the Black Ferns. Now they've got advantage. Olsen Baker, Hohaya will have to clear away for King. She delivers to Holmes on the line, puts a kick through, maybe a little heavy from Renee Holmes, but they were playing under advantage.
Your 3 stood up.
The interesting option there from Renee Holmes. I thought she could have carried there instead of using the boot. Wasn't really on. They manipulated it well. She's the back door, which hits her there. The short ball is probably the more.
Would you like the scrum again?
The one to give. Bahal Kula was coming on that short line. No need to panic. It's got to be composed in those situations.
Control your weight on the set, please. Control your weight on the set. Take the hit. Control
They've got the exact same setup, New Zealand, with Duplessis, rather Holmes just tucked in behind King.
After that first scrum, the flankers are going to have to stay on here for the Wallaroos to take that initial hit. So that gives an opportunity to clear that ball if it's a quick heel for the Black Ferns in the back line. So interesting to see what the call is here.
Set!
Australia holding up Swartz. So I was about to say slightly better, but again it's marching forward. Olsen Baker bounces out the back, powers over the line. Kaipo Olsen Baker gets the first try for New Zealand.
Was a stable platform, wasn't it? Lay by the front eight. And Kaipo Olsen Baker just so good in these situations. Have been very, very prominent already. She has the option to pass. You see that Duck is looking up, but look at that, goes through 3 defenders. That is power personified. What a great view of the first try.
It's the first start of the series. Kaipo Olsen Baker in a powerhouse off the bench in the first 2 tests for New Zealand, and now starting and making a statement. Renee Holmes back in the side and back with goal kicking duties. Holmes just looks to chip this one over and does so. Converts the Olsen Baker try, and it's New Zealand 7 points to 0 after the opening 5 minutes.
Well, they established themselves, didn't they, New Zealand, right from the kick-off. They've been marched the Wallaroos into their 22. Just couldn't get out. They've got a stiff breeze behind them to Australia, so they need to use that to try and exit.
Arabella McKenzie sends it away, and it's down into the hands of Holmes. Here's Amy Duplessis, first time with ball in hand, trying to run it out. Oh, she's bent back. Good defence from Nathan. And Palu it was. Mikaeli too, first touch for her, first carry. Expect to see plenty of it. Here's Kennedy Simon, the New Zealand captain. The co-skip demand on the bench today. Again, Duplessis heavily involved. New Zealand picking off some good meters here from the restart. Australia's defence having to go to work again as Woods cleared out of the way.
On the ball.
Simon so abrasive. Paul Hire again picks a little dab down a blind side as Holmes plays up in the line. Now Chris Veliko, a big engine on it, the young loose head prop. Australia's defence holding pretty firm and disciplined at the moment. New Zealand have to use it, and they'll look to King to exit out of here. It's gone down directly to Arabella McKenzie, so a chance for Australia with some ball in hand for the first time as McKenzie's ridden into the ground with a good shot by Roos. Duplessis in a little early, therefore Atasi Lafai, player of the final in the Super W competition, won by the Waratahs. And here's the Wallaroos player of the year, Kapani, next up, but New Zealand's defence is rugged so far. Australia maintaining some good possession. Nathan gets a nice ball around the corner for Palu, and then the hand is just about there for Desiree Miller. But Australia making good ground. Now the captain, Leonard. McKenzie across the face for Lafai again. Got a little isolated. Olsen Baker, though, the clear out came just in time for Australia. This is really promising from the Wallaroos. McKenzie goes through the line. There's no one in front of her. What a strike back from Australia and Arabella McKenzie.
Oh, that was great. Counter-attack from the Wallaroos. 3 times they exposed the Black Ferns. The opportunities were on. They broke one time on the near side of the field. His initial break down the left-hand side is a good fend and give as well. Some strong leg work by Palu. But it's this face. Look at the numbers that I've got wrapped around. They've got options out the back door. They sell the dummy and she goes straight through. Slices, does McKenzie. What a strike back. See, that's the mismatch you want. The back on her forward. She just goes to the left-hand side. Does Roo. She's waiting for her inside help. That's not her fault. The defence has got to cover her in. They didn't, and they get exposed.
After a whole lot of early defence from Australia, Arabella McKenzie has had a stint playing here in New Zealand with Matatu a couple of seasons ago, been at Harlequins in the UK, and now with the Waratahs, really leading from by example. It's a slightly trickier kick than it looks because that wind is all over the place. But McKenzie makes it look easy, and we're all square at North Harbour Stadium. 7 points apiece.
I just like the way their second big ball carrier, Australia, is causing all sorts of trouble defensively for the New Zealand team. And that's why they're getting caught short on the blind side. So that's great work by the Wallaroos.
Holmes restarts and it's down towards the try scorer McKenzie, but had to be brought in by Stewart, and now the youngster Caitlin Holtz sends it away awkwardly. 17 years of age, youngest ever Australian Test international, man or woman.
She's amazing talent, isn't she? And here Australia, because it's come off a New Zealand hand, it's going to be there, throw into the line. That's a short one too for the Wallaroos.
Australia's lineouts functioned well during the series, but that's just rolled off the fingertips, so a chance for New Zealand to get back on the front foot with Simon. Ohio goes quickly to King. King stabbing a little kick, it's come off legs, and the bounce is kind enough for Holmes. Oh, awkward landing for Holmes, who eventually is able to squeeze it back, and it's Olsen Baker lining up for another carry. She's hungry for work, the number 8. Ohio whips it away for Brunt, and now shoveled along the line for King again. Nice ball wide into the hands for the first time of Caitlin Vahakolo. Australia's cover defence comes across well, but Vahakolo able to go again, and she's so aware in that position as Naden tries to win it back for the Wallaroos. But here's Roos now for New Zealand, able to stand in the tackle. Ohio for Amy Rule, back in the starting side today as well. Quick ball for New Zealand once more. Holmes well and truly up in the line again, the fullback. And in that extra player, again they line up. Maya Roos once more. One of New Zealand's leading carriers is charging onto it as Olsen Baker still struggling towards the line. New Zealand inching their way towards the Wallaroos line again, down low this time, low and hard and against the post, and held up over the line. It'll be, and a dropout for Australia.
Well, the power coming to the fore for the Black Ferns, trying to establish the middle of the park. This ball probably needed to go. There's a lot of Wallaroos defence there. It's a good scramble from them.
Restart is going to go out on the full. That's a mistake from Australia.
Scrum.
And it gives New Zealand the option. And well, they're definitely going to take the scrum 5 metres out.
Yeah, well, there's a very tricky wind here at North Harbour Stadium at the back of McKenzie. Yeah, she's shaking her head. She knows that's a big mistake. They had an opportunity to release a lot of pressure after doing so well with the scramble.
It's a tricky ground, isn't it? Because it is very exposed on just about every side, aside from that main stand. And
Have I got a ball?
I think here the secret for the Black Ferns is you keep to what's working for you, and that's scrum and Olsen Baker off the back. They've had dominance there, so don't go away from it until the Wallaroos can show that they can stop that part of the game.
It's probably part of the criticism of the loss last week, isn't it?
Come back on.
Some of the option taking at times.
Crouch. Bind.
Big defensive effort here needed again from the Wallaroos. It's come out quickly this time for Olsen Baker, but once again she goes, and it's Brunt who crashes forward, trying to pierce that Australian defence. Around the corner comes Bremner. Little bit loose in the carry, but just about managed to hang on to it. Did Alana Bremner. Now Veliko close to the line, just short. Ohio picking out her runners. New Zealand with numbers. Brunt told to go forward and around and through and over. Sylvia Brunt. Haven't seen her in too much of the action the last couple of tests, but there she is when they need her, getting on the score sheet.
This is a good call from Hannah King. And a fantastic pass from the number 10. She overcalls that from the forwards, whips that ball out. There's the decoy from Sylvia Brunt, but she is just so strong. Look at this. Bang, picks her line, uses those shoulders and power we all know she's good at.
New Zealand capitalise on Australia's mistake. Set piece working to good effect. And they put themselves back in front. The converted try to Sylvia Brunt. New Zealand 14, Australia 7.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, really stable. Left again.
McKenzie tries this kick off low and hard, and there's going to be a chase back here for Mererangi Paul. He hasn't seen a lot of action come her way as yet, and it's Duplessis who has to scramble the clearance. Just got caught a little short, New Zealand.
Obviously something they've identified to kick this near side behind Mererangi Paul. Look at this, the wash-up is through just on the 22 line for the Wallaroos, so a chance for them to have that immediate reply.
Take a step, please. Take a step.
Look out for Piper Duck in the headgear. She's fantastic as the major ball runner for the Wallaroos. Great option.
Line out ball is much better for Australia this time, and they funnel it back quickly. And here is Piper Duck, ball back in field, or Bremner had to read it well. Thought it might have caught up a little high, but it was a great move from Australia, and Piper Duck gave them the meters they needed. Now New Zealand regroup as Australia come at them again. Here's Leonard. McKenzie to the line. We've seen her go through it once. Bella McKenzie, not this time.
Thank you, too.
Now Wood as the forwards line up again. Thiokabesi Palu has been busy. Lower Hutborn. Slow ball coming out, and it's come on New Zealand's side. Stolen away by Olsen Baker. Can't keep her out of anything at the moment. Now we see the attitude of New Zealand, and it is to exit conventionally with a good boot from Hannah King, taken in by Miller. Hulse. Across for Georgina Frederick. She's another real danger. And here goes Maya Stewart bursting through the New Zealand defence. And the offload for Wood is brilliant. Holmes has to come forward and make the tackle. Vahakolo's got back and stolen it. Great tracking back by Caitlin Vahakolo, but Australia finding holes.
Yes, you know her to be a try scorer, Vahakolo, but she's been amongst the physical stuff so far. Had some nice carries to go forward when the team needed, but that time getting over the ball, but it was a great initial break from Australia. New Zealand's kick line chase was exposed there. And again, their left side, a couple of holes just starting to appear. Goes across field as Frederick. Their late switch, and this lady here, she is so strong, isn't she? Stewart. Man, nice offload as well. So just a little sign. Look out for the right-hand side. That's a great matchup between her and Vahakolo.
Clear to me, just thank you.
Bremner brings it down. Good throw from Ponsonby, and now New Zealand this time will run it out with Olsen Baker, trying to build something from just inside their own half. Roos out the back for King, who's looked very assured so far. She's found Vahakolo, who's got Mikaeli Tuu with her standing in front. His whole stood her ground brilliantly, rather. McKenzie it was, and forced the mistake. Great tackle, Arabella McKenzie.
Oh, she got caught in two minds, didn't she? Oh man, it was beautifully manipulated. Bahakola gives a nice pass, takes a shot as well. Kennedy, do I pass it, do I carry? Tries to carry and passes it late. Needs to hold that and reset, but that's a great one-on-one tackle by McKenzie. That's fantastic.
More of a credible feed for me, so let the front row hook it for me.
Both teams are full of enterprise, been very few errors, or they've been forced errors. Really good stuff from both sides when you consider where they were last week.
And to be fair, everyone was expecting Australia to beat the USA, everyone was expecting New Zealand to beat Canada. So you think about the week that these two teams had, there's a lot on the line for both of them. Rugby World Cup qualification for the Wallaroos, massive. The Black Ferns already there, but you go through that as a player and you think, you know what, I'm going to come here and I'm going to test myself, because no one's picking the Wallaroos to tip up the Black Ferns for the first time ever. And well, the Black Ferns, it's always a dark time when you lose at home.
Well, if anything, last week shows that anybody can now. It's the state of the women's game, international test rugby, and how it should be.
I'll tell you what though, some of these young players coming out of Australia, such as McKenzie, Hulse, Miller, getting their start here. But there's some talent. I think a lot of people don't appreciate how good this Wallaroos team is.
Time back on.
And under a new coach, Jo Yap, this is just her third test in charge, and she's going to be trying things and changing things. She's added new personnel.
Set.
This has been one area where New Zealand have dominated. They've got a good shove on. Wood's done well. Sammy Wood to dig that out. Waikato Farah Palmer Cup player will know some of these New Zealand as well. And away goes Desiree Miller. She has got real gas, has the little winger. Takes a good carry up to halfway. Duck did well to keep the hands clear and leave it for her captain, Leonard. They line up again. McKenzie pulling the strings. This time peeled back by Simon. And it goes from Cecilia Smith to Palu again. Who's carried well. She and Lafai have been busy. Speaking of Atasi Lafai. McKenzie, inside ball was there. They called it, and again it's Holmes that comes forward and makes a great tackle. Needed to be made on Smith just at the right moment, and New Zealand turn over the ball. Ponsonby. Or higher, and look to clear with Renee Holmes. Just tries to dribble a little kick in behind. It's set up well for Brunt. Miller did well to cover it. Haya looked to roll one over the top, and instead she goes back to King, who's put a centering kick down the middle. Australia having to track back with McKenzie. It's an open, fluid game so far. Ball spills clear again. Australia just not looking after that ball in contact, and it's handed it back to the New Zealand. King. Amy Duplessis looks to straighten. Nathan takes her well. Amy Rule goes out the back. Vahakolo in close now. Veliko trying to barrel over the top of a couple and then pump the legs. Ohaya keeps going down this blind side with Ponsonby, who's really good on the loose. Good link player, Georgia Ponsonby. Litsu.
Body not the ball, body not the ball.
New Zealand again just picking out runners as they line up once more, and it comes for Brunt. Now Duplessis has to shovel it along, catch and kick at the same time from Holmes, chasing her own kick. Holmes, it bounces back for Mererangi Paul, and Paul scores for New Zealand. Heads up from Holmes, Paul with the finish.
Well, they've used the kick quite a lot, in particular Renee Holmes. And this time it comes off. They go wide, they have players in motion. Brunt engages the defence. There's the quick pass. They kick it pre-line, and then the chase comes. Makes it a 50-50 call, but New Zealand had more numbers there, and what a strike and pick up for Mererangi Paul. Look at the desperation from Holmes. Oh, geez, was there a hand there?
Well, I think that's the argument Caitlin Hulse was making, who tracked back the fullback. Try is on the board.
Just remember that. All started from a great break from Australia initially. It's all clear, been signed off from the TMO, so try stands. So it's in passes from Australia. There's really causing New Zealand a lot of trouble on defence.
Holmes to convert the Paul try. It's going to swing out to the left, so try will go unconverted. But New Zealand just stretch out, 19 points to 7.
Great skills here from New Zealand under duress, pass and catch. Just like that option. As that kick, a couple of times it hasn't been on, but that one was perfect. They've gone to the air side twice, Australia. Do they go there again?
Do. Again, it's, well, maybe slightly more centering. It was heading that way initially as it's brought down by du Plessis, who's been as busy as always, reliable for New Zealand in midfield, but that's just about spilled clear, but
first. You're okay,
Tackler couldn't roll, so it's a penalty for New Zealand.
Thank you.
That was a nice long place, which saved Amy du Plessis, gave her a bit of time, and Palu just missed out on turning that ball over.
Well, there's a turnaround already for New Zealand last week. They were not whistled out of the game against Canada, but 14 penalties in the end.
Yeah, they didn't adapt to the refereeing, did they? That was one concern coming in, so that is all right there. Oh, geez. Unlucky, I reckon.
He threw the line out down the back. Oh, just about in front of it was Leonard for Australia, but it's there for New Zealand instead. Olsen Baker just shoveled along and found Brunt in a hole. Du Plessis there in support. Good cover defence coming from Stewart for Australia, but more front football and numbers for New Zealand. Vahakola with the little chip ahead for herself. The bounce just about sat there, holstered really well to get the fingertip on it, and Australia have to scramble back and regroup. Good carry out from Lafai. Needed some support though, and Olsen Baker just swooped on it as the ball sat there. Now Amy Rule goes forward, half a metre short of the line. New Zealand's forwards keeping in tight. Simon missed the handle, but they play on for New Zealand. Big wide ball, Paul stepping through the last line of defence. And in quick succession, Mererangi Paul gets a second try.
Oh, man, but Kaya for Olsen Baker. How good has she been the start of this match? The offload that she gave to create this opportunity. Vahakola puts it on the left foot. It's a great scramble from Fredericks. Olsen Baker rips the ball away. Look at this left to right pass from Amy du Plessis. And then whacks on the outside, untouched, and they go through New Zealand. They go bang, bang.
Mererangi Paul hat-trick in the first game against the United States. 2 so far today. Coming quite the finisher for New Zealand. This time makes the adjustment and curls the conversion over. New Zealand starting to stretch out now, 26 points to 7, 25 minutes gone.
The game really changed when Australia, in their line dropout, kicked it out on the full, and then New Zealand were able to get a score and they backed it up really quickly. So now they go back to traditional restart.
Starts brought down by Brunt. Been prominent early on. Rule throws a front rower's kind of pass out the back. No offence. New Zealand able to get back and tidy up though, and they've actually got some good front football here. And Alana Bremner is really good in these wide channels for New Zealand. Here's Paul again. Had to wait for it to come her way, and now it's not stopping getting there. Australia having to track back again. They've had to make a lot of tackles in this opening 25 minutes. Olsen Baker picks up, goes again, charges away. She's got Simon with her. McKenzie comes forward and does well, rips it out of the hands of Kennedy Simon, and it breaks down for New Zealand. But Kai Paul Olsen Baker in amongst it all again.
just the power and the go forward that she's brought and the attitude, that's what I like about her. Duplessis also has been fantastic with her distribution. Ball in two hands by Bremner, gives it late out to Paul, who does well, which is isolated, buys time for the cleaners to come. But Olsen Baker there, the decision to take it in, get back up, realise the defence had gone across. Very, very smart play from the number 8. She's been fantastic this first 25 minutes.
She made her test debut against Australia in 2022 in a torrential rain in Tauranga. Played another test that year, but then just got riddled with injuries. Couldn't make the World Cup squad. This is her first season back in the Black Ferns side and making every post a winner.
Yeah, you need tough soldiers, and that's what Kaiapua Olsen Baker is. That's what she's showing with the faith that she's been given by Alan Bunting, the head coach, to give her that starting 8 jersey.
What off, please?
Been dominant today. I think the key for the Wallaroos now, yeah, short, they're down a few points, but there's no need to panic here. Just get your set piece right. You're under pressure from the scrum, so get it out. No need to run it from every single corner. They've got a strong breeze behind you. Use that. Just get out of your own areas and have a good kick line chase and make some tackles.
Come back on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Wood just getting this in and out. That scrum much firmer though from Australia, and McKenzie does just try to exit with a low centering kick down the middle. That's swept up by Paul. Now Renee Holmes again. Paul looking to release Vahakolo. There's that matchup again, Vahakolo and Stewart. She squeezes the ball. There's not much of a blindside, but Hohai has done really well and then kept her feet. Woods over this one though, Sammy Wood. Great steal back for Australia.
Oh, that's fantastic. Both 9s there. You can see there, she's just tapping her head. Iritana Hohaya. There's the right option there.
You okay to kick over her head?
But equally so,
Okay.
Samantha Wood. She's only 19 years of age. She ain't scared of the contact.
Born and raised in Perth, but came out and played for Waikato here in New Zealand in the Wharapama Cup, the domestic competition last season. Alongside some of these Black Ferns players.
Yep.
Rahakolo just getting a little treatment. World Rugby Breakthrough Player of the Year last year. And if anything, she's got better. And Vahakolo as Australia goes again. Good line-out work once more from Lafay in the middle. Flat this time for Duck.
Flat.
This carries hard into every contact, Piper Duck. Now McKenzie.
No, off the foot.
Ball spilled awkwardly, but it's still there for Australia. It's a little untidy, but good enough. Here's Balu. Wood surveys the options, picks out Leilani Nathan. Australia just pressing and probing. They've found some seams in this New Zealand defence throughout this first half. McKenzie, flat this time for Naden.
No, too late.
New Zealand's defence sweeping across at the moment. McKenzie is trying to get the likes of Fredericks and Holtz into the action, but it's New Zealand with the breakdown work, and Kennedy Simon was it the captain over this one.
Yeah, second one today for her. Had the breakdown turnover. Kennedy Simon, she took her lickings there, that ruck as well. It was a strong clean. Oh, it's building so well there for the Wallaroos though. It's disappointing for them. But here, just get straight over the ball, straight on it and the lift.
Thanks, one. Good work there.
Chat to Kennedy Simon a couple of weeks ago as to what makes her happy and thrive, and she said playing brutal rugby puts her body on the line, but there's a mistake from New Zealand. And Australia look to wrap up on nice little sleight of hand from Miller, and now looking to release Hulse. Oh, Brunt just swooped on that in an instant. Sylvia Brunt to rip it away again. New Zealand winning that physical breakdown battle. Roos. Then throws the ball as it breaks down in the middle, but King does well and then flicks a nice one for Bremner. Roos again, now Holmes back in field for Duplessis, who's been prominent but ripped away well by Balu. Both teams losing the ball in contact as we tick into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Oh, again they've got over. This time it's Ponsonby for New Zealand to rip it away. Simon steps through one, tries to get rid of McKenzie, rumbles over the top. And then the quick pick once more, Olsen Baker. Offload is there for Mikaeli too. The New Zealand loose trio combined for a fabulous try. Finished by Liana Mikaeli too.
Well, the two powerhouses that carried. First it was the skipper, Kennedy Simon, getting amongst it. And then the awareness of Olsen Baker to back her up. Here it is here. Don't you like a fend to the face even from the skipper? The determination shown by her in the net. Look at that skill from Olsen Baker. The balance, the awareness to give that pass up and the backup from Mikaeli too. Well done. 6, 7, 8.
Here's the three of them together. Olsen Baker. Mikaeli too does a lot of the dirty work. Carries, tackles. This time gets a try. As Holmes converts again. And it's New Zealand extending out now. 33 points to 7.
Again, that's the ruck time. The pick and go here from Olsen Baker. She's been so aware. Obviously, she's highlighted that Australia defensively spread out so quick, so she's going to expose them there. Not for the first time in this first half. Australia really do need to get their rocks on either side of the ruck there a lot quicker.
Up it goes again from McKenzie. This time it lands for Vahakolo. And now Sylvia Brunt is an absolute menace. Up through the middle goes another one and another one. This time the offload higher in support. She skips out of one. Duplessis is there with the offload for Georgia Ponsonby. Oh, New Zealand, it is sumptuous.
Oh, stop it. Unbelievable here from the Black Ferns right from the kickoff, but Lunga I Polotu Le Mapu eye to eye gets it all started with a heavy carry, then some power through the tackle, a bit of footwork if you don't please. You know what? I'm going to offload this to keep it going as well. Fantastic from the 12, but look at this to admire. Offload into space. Oh, you know what? You go have you some. Georgia Ponsonby. Showtime from the Black Ferns.
Well, I said earlier she'd probably been a little quiet in the first two tests. This young woman, Sylvia Brunt, they were chasing shadows. The support, superb, and Georgia Ponsonby, a former loose forward, always going to be in that channel. Just curls away from Holmes. New Zealand capitalising again, 38 points to 7.
Missed tackles from the Wallaroos. Here's the nice bit of interplay. Amy Duplessis has been fantastic in their role, just being an option and support player to keep that continuity going.
There's Duplessis again. Really cemented now in this midfield. She hits a cement shoulder. She and Brunt, 7th test together in the middle. Here's Brunt, and she's able to tip on for King. Holmes from a sitting start. There's Vahakolo, and you can just see New Zealand full of confidence now. Vahakolo weaves through one, puts it on the left toe, bounces up for Caitlin Vahakolo. One of the best individual tries you'll see. Caitlin Vahakolo, oh yeah.
Again, those passes to hand, the skills from the Black Ferns, when it doesn't go right, it still goes great. Off the back, Renee Holmes, Vahakolo, this is a winger at her best. Left foot, the chase, the bounce is fantastic, and then the speed to finish. Oh, Caitlin Vahakolo, and watch this try celebration. Where'd this come from? I don't know. The pickup, look at this, the awareness to see what the options. I've got no one around me, going to use this left foot kick at speed. And then, yeah, this is what she's known for, the extreme gas. That is an A1 type of try from an elite player.
What?
Oh, don't you love the personality?
She's personality plus, a real rock star of this game, on and off the field. Renee Holmes eases over another two, and somehow New Zealand have just zipped out. They are nudging towards 50 in the first half. 45 points to 7.
Big crowd, big game. Oh yeah, why not? She's brought in a whole new lot of fans. This lady here, Caitlin Vahakolo.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
There's Paul. Just the confidence New Zealand were playing that they've also sucked out of Australia, because Australia were well and truly in this. It didn't feel like all that long ago. Their mistakes have been punished, and now New Zealand just able to play that expansive offloading game that they love to see. Here's Holmes again. She's been a critical link as well. New Zealand fancy 50 before half-time. Oh, it spills out here, Viliko rather. Now Ruth, she'll just go forward hard. King makes a mistake this time. It's a rare error on attack from New Zealand as King and Bremner get in a tangle.
Starting to play out wide a lot and getting a lot of joy there, but a lot of their hard work's been done. Those nice carries from Roos, like I said, Makaeli Tu'u, obviously Olsen Baker, been very prominent there, so they've had to really establish the middle of the park first, especially when it was so close initially. You're making Australia have to tackle a lot, who've got up to 90 already within 37 minutes. That's a lot of tackles in one half.
They missed 29 against the USA last week. They only missed 26 today, the Wallaroos, but this is a chance just to get a little bit of a foothold back and regain their own attacking game late in the half. Scrum holds firm again, or Woods left it behind. Going to get away with it, as it's there for Cecilia Smith. McKenzie, quick little flick ball out the back. Miller just coming in looking for some work. Desiree Miller, 3 tries in that Super W final, won by the Waratahs. Strong work again from Lafayette. McKenzie. And now Kapani. McKenzie tries a little chip kick over the top. There's a bit of space there, but Holmes has read it pretty well and has got plenty of time. Pressure coming on from Fredericks, though. Good work from Georgina Fredericks to make it difficult for Holmes. Now here's Ponsonby again. Georgia Ponsonby. He's having a bit of a day out as well. King quickly whips it away for Roos once more. Maya Kawana-Kolani Roos finds her best mate Mikaeli too. She's got Amy Rule just ploughing a track up the middle. Holses over this one. Great work from the young fullback. Rule had run out of support and it left Holse able to get all over that ball.
Yeah, she got isolated because she was there by herself there, Amy Rowe. Unfortunate there for the tight hair prop. He did well to put herself in a position. In free space as well. Nicely worked. Roos, beautiful offload on the inside. Good hands from Makaeli too. She's looking for someone holding the ball in 2 hands. Words everyone, but equally Kaiten Hulse there, the 17-year-old, straight over that pill. Great turnover.
Turning around and where's my mates when you need them? Chance here for Australia though, their lineouts work well. Maiden's been able to hit her targets and she does again. Lovely quick ball off the top. Here goes McKenzie. Now duck once more, but oh, no way through Simon there. Able to lay it back well though. There's Piper Duck. McKenzie along the line for Holse again, really involved. line up once more. These Australian forwards. Leonard stands in the tackle and offload. Wood just looking for the options, couldn't really find many, so puts a kick in, and it's just going to roll out dead.
Yes.
I thought they might have done this earlier on, the Australians, and plugged that corner, because that's naturally where the wind blows at this ground. Doing it late here, but maybe just one more opportunity for the Black Ferns.
Siren's gone for half-time. We're in the hands of Amy Barrett-Theron. Or whether New Zealand want to have one more little dart here.
Oh, they want to have a shot, that's for sure. Very, very flat as King, along with Duplessis. Sylvia Brunch is going to drop out a little bit. So it's either going to be a drop-off for the second five or a miss pass on the face ball.
Keep it up. Ball side.
New Zealand will play King. Duplessis again. Just skips, but there for Paul. Goes through one defender, around another, and takes three Wallaroos to bring down Mererangi Paul. Ducks stolen that away, though, for Australia. The bright pink headgear. And they will hoof it off downfield. Well, Australia. And now Vahakolo makes a little fumble and gets us in to half-time. Well, from 7 points apiece to New Zealand with 7 tries, including a ripper to that woman, Caitlin Vahakolo. Strong first start for Hannah King, and Kaipo Olsen-Baker been in the thick of everything. A wildly entertaining first half in this Pacific Four and Laurie O'Reilly series match. But it is New Zealand 7 tries up. They lead Australia 45-7 at halftime at North Harbour Stadium.
I think it's all about possession for them. They've got to start trying to manipulate this New Zealand defence, which they did on a couple of occasions in that first 40 minutes, but because they gave away some possession at the breakdown, it sort of stopped their flow, and that allowed New Zealand to find theirs, and they were, well, dominant when they went wide.
Rectified some of those areas that really caused some problems last week. New Zealand's breakdown discipline much better, and this young woman here, Kaipo Olsen-Baker, tried the first one amongst everything.
I think for the Black Ferns is to keep their discipline, even though they're well ahead, they still have to stay on task and try and really nail this performance and keep the small things in check, even though they know they're out to a big lead.
Kayla Leonard, staunch look on the captain's face, leading her team back out.
I think it's almost a case of, you know what, that 40 minutes is done, now we restart and play this next 40. Still a lot to play for moving forward, as you spoke about.
If Australia don't win this, they'll go into WXV2, and the USA will play in WXV1, and then Australia will have to go through a different qualifying path for the World Cup, which is all underway. Oceania and Asia competitions underway this weekend.
Lady Morgan has come onto the field for the Wallaroos, so that's the change for them at half-time in jersey 21.
Arabella McKenzie gets the second half underway. It's Duplessis who brings it down. She's been busy for New Zealand as well at the centre. Olsen-Baker, King again, just flat ball along the line, but strong defence from Australia early. New Zealand recycling, just look full of running now. Holmes stabs it on the toe. Mackenzie Fields just on her own side of halfway. Here's Caitlin Hulse. Runs into Ruth and Veliko. Australia throw a little caution to the wind as well. Fredericks, and that's a nice little ball for Maya Stewart, but just ran out of room. Hit the winger.
She actually got on the outside of Vahakolo as well. This is a shame. This is the matchup. It's been so good. The strong fin. There's the right foot out, only centimetres, but she's beaten her one-on-one. So that's just a little sign. She needs the ball. More opportunities.
right in the shadows of the lighting tower. Ponsonby to the middle, Bremner. King this time opts to kick straight down the middle, but it's gone straight to McKenzie once more, who looks to return favour. New Zealand is back there with Vahakolo, beats one. Just about beats a second, so often beats that first defender, Caitlin Vahakolo. Now Chris Valiko. Ball spills clear and it's there for Australia, but it's
ripped forward by Australia.
Ripped forward, yeah, come off Australian hand. So it'll still be New Zealand's feet to the scrum.
There's 3 or 4 times the Black Ferns have taken their head up and the ball's been a bit scratchy coming out. It's a good initial run, but there's the rip and there's the knock on. Good work from Kapani.
It's a kick, you're not walking forward, yeah? That's what she put on target.
Eva Kapani, the Wallaroos player of the year, scored quite an incredible hat-trick against France in WXV1 last year. Wallaroos pulled off a famous win over the French.
Why New Zealand using Vahakolo here on the inside at the face of this scrum. Remember, Olsen, Baker been very, very good here.
There is Olsen Baker to Vahakolo. She was looking for it. Caitlin Vahakolo finds Hannah King on her outside, who goes past one, and then that one's just crept up high from McKenzie as King lost the ball, so penalty for New Zealand.
Again, missed tackles from Australia, and too many. You saw how in the first half they missed 29, I think it was, or 26 in fact, and now already that's 3 missed in one facet of play, so that's obviously something they need to address. A lot of hands on hips, some negative body language here from the Wallaroos. Here's the wrap around from the base of that scrum. Good straighten up, and just here's where the tackle's just going to come into effect. Nothing too dangerous there.
Just from an Australian perspective, in that Holmes has put this down 20 metres out from the line. Ponsonby again, Brenda's been that target for her in the middle, and here comes Rule around the corner. Set move from the line out for New Zealand. Ponsonby tries to use her strength to go up over the line. Caught just short, and New Zealand able to keep the ball in field. Now Valiko burying and burrowing and scoring. Chris Valiko gets her first test try.
Oh, congratulations, Chris Valiko. Just had some strong carries. Oh, yeah, she's stoked. You always remember your first, that's for sure. Great line out, great throw, great take, great wraparound. Amy Rule gives the pass. Ponsonby has a nice carry. But look how quick this ball is from New Zealand's perspective. And then Chris Valiko rumbles through for a debut try. Congratulations. I like the way they're shifting the point of attack from the line out there in New Zealand. We've obviously spoken about it the first time we get an opportunity down. And Australia's 22 for the line out. We're going to do this, and this is going to be the result.
Now in almost perfect conditions. Renee Holmes 5 from 7 in the first half, and that one's going to stay out to the left from New Zealand, but they've hit 50 early in the second half. It's New Zealand 50, Australia 7.
New Zealand's changed their whole front row with Valiko, the try scorer there. Ponsonby and Rule have been fantastic. Being replaced by Luca Connor, Parks and Maitunu.
McKenzie sends it off for higher. Here's Mikaeli Tū for New Zealand. Oh, that just able to protect it was the number 6. So New Zealand retain possession. Again, it's there for Duplessis. Now straight up the middle, Brunt. Oh, she has been lethal in those close quarters.
Good response
For the Black Ferns, and then so's this woman, Olsen Bacon, once more. There is no ruck form. You hear the referee say it, so she's able to go again. Olsen Baker now out the back. Duplessis, the link has been excellent. Bremner for Paul now around the outside, and Miller. Oh, Stood her ground well, did Caitlin Hulse. Still there for New Zealand. Here's Eldora Etunu. Back in Test rugby again. The experienced World Cup winner. And now, speaking of back in Test rugby, Marcelle Parks, last time she played for the Black Ferns was as a loose forward. Now she's a front rower, and there's a stab kick through from Brunt again. It's going to sit up here just about. But Kennedy Simon, New Zealand, able to just use all the weapons in the armoury at the moment.
Yeah, the variation on attack, but look at this brave one-on-one tackle. Oh, yeah. Under fire. Caitlin Hulse. That is how you do it.
4.
She's some
9
talent, isn't
and
she?
15.
I mean, you'd imagine so at 17, being picked to play for your country, but showing it, Caitlin Hulse as well.
She's the captain now, yeah? Yeah.
Some changes here for the Wallaroos. Leanie's coming on in 19.
Okay, let's give them a second.
Lekker's also coming on by the looks of it.
Thank you.
Placing Hulse.
Come back on.
Faitala Malika on in 23, Lane Morgan out there 21, and Caitlin Leaney on in 19. She's replaced the captain, Michaela Leonard.
Fair contest and players got to. Oh dear.
Bruce brings it down for New Zealand. Wilson Baker. Little short ball for Simon, and again it's the loose forwards all combining 6, 7 and 8 right in the thick of it, getting New Zealand go forward. They've got numbers here for Mererangi Paul, just short of the line as she Fredericks did brilliantly well to hold up Paul. They're going to actually check it to see whether Paul got it down, but Fredericks with support from
Was the
Nathan.
ball on the line immediately?
No, it came second, so I just checked that she hadn't used her knees for propeller for the second motion.
Okay. So Chris, we're coming up to you. Let's just take a little jog.
Amy, let me know when you're at the screen.
Big screens right down the opposite end of the stadium for the officials.
Yep.
They're having a bit of a laugh about it as well, but this will be some finish from Mererangi Paul. She's got this
Chris,
down, like you said,
we do have
great.
a grounding, so we're going to go on field decision try.
On-field decisions, try.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just bringing up the best angle now.
Okay. So make sure she hasn't propelled herself forward on her knees.
Here's the first angle.
Fredericks there, and Piper Duck also comes in and tries to stop that. Remember, it's try on the field is the call. So is there anything to say that it wasn't? From me there, it's yes. That is a stop.
Those are your best two angles, Amy.
Okay, Chris, from those, there's nothing clear to overturn on-field decision, am I correct?
Correct, there is no evidence to overturn your on-field decision.
Okay, so tries are ordered. Yep. Great.
It's a hat trick again for Mererangi Paul, who's second in the tournament. She scored one inside 15 minutes in the first game, and she's got one here. Tough for Australia, really tough. But Mererangi Paul gets her third.
Look at the way Hannah King releases this ball early so she has an opportunity. That pass there, so good to Renee Holmes. Look, she's got a bit of space to try and finish, and that's what you want from your wingers, just to get over the line and score, and she does. Oh, this would be a great view of it. She had a lot of work to do. Uses the angle, keeps the ball under control. And 3 defenders from Australia could not stop Mererangi Paul.
It's a tricky one, and is it the on-field decision being try, and therefore it's looking for evidence to overturn it, which you couldn't really see either way. So it's there for Mererangi Paul. Not making it easy for Renee Holmes. Holmes again just stays away and throws the head back. So it's New Zealand 55 points to 7. Black Ferns have made a change too. Amy Duplessis headed to the side. She's had Grace Steinmetz returning to the black jersey as well, on in jersey 23. Here's Marcelle Parks. Tina tries to keep the ball alive. Mikaeli Tsu.
Use it, Black.
New Zealand just looking to build from inside their own half, getting some of the big ball carriers involved. Mikaeli Tsu just stuck on the 22 at the moment. Australia's defence nice and firm and just trying to get a little bit physical, throwing bodies into this breakdown. Ball won't come back on their side though. New Zealand trying to play, but it'll be New Zealand ball anyway.
Leilani Nathan, she's been tireless in the number 7 jersey full of Wallaroos. Putting a lot of heat on that ruck.
Brady O'Gorman coming on in 18 for Australia, replacing Eva Kapani.
Good replacement to bring on too, to be fair. This has been a launch pad for the Black Ferns today. Very condensed initially from the backline point of view. Now they spread out, looking good to run.
Time back on. Crouch.
Steinmetz in the middle there. She's a converted midfielder, but made a really good fist of it, moving there to play for the Chiefs Manawa this season, as that one's just sped out quickly. Olsen Baker did well, and then the fumble. And New Zealand lose control of that one. This is a rare handling error.
Yeah, the hooking lane there just come out way too quick. And Olsen Baker wasn't expecting it to come that fast. See, there's the heel there. Oh yeah, she just gets her feet tied up there at the base of the scrum.
So can I ask you to go left or right, please?
Now, these are the little moments and things that the coaching team for the Black Ferns have been wanting to keep sharp in the situation. Don't slack off mentally.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Morgan feeds the scrum for Australia. Here's McKenzie. Now, Georgina Fredericks out the back. It's a good ball for Smith. They've manipulated this brilliantly. Has Australia for Maya Stewart. Clinical execution from their set piece and a quality finisher in the back. Maya Stewart may be cramping, but she's got 5 points back for her team.
Well, this is good work from the Wallaroos. Look at the setup, players in motion. There's the skip pass, got players out the back door. There's the bad read from New Zealand. They creep up. There's the numbers created. There's a nice finish on the edge from Maya Stewart. Well worked, and just showing what they can do when they get enough possession in the right areas. That'll be their second try. Well done.
Really good response from Australia and just making the most of the error New Zealand had. There's McKenzie from wide, is going to swing this around just about. Not quite there for McKenzie, but the try is for Maya Stewart.
Just like the depth and the decoy running, that's the key for me. The players in motion, you have to have players that are going to hold the inside defence, and they did there. Did Australia, I think it was Moleka, and they made the nice run on the outside, which just froze the Black Fern defence just momentarily.
Kickoff is brought down, and it's come off the side of the boot from Faitala Moleka.
Thanks, sir.
Well, they've had a lot of plays around the front, New Zealand.
Your numbers for us, Black.
I haven't seen a rolling maul here. They haven't seen that today as yet.
Luca Connor out there to throw for New Zealand. She's the expert in the back of a rolling maul as well. But they'll peel away with Hohaia now. New Zealand, Drew Brunt again just stepping and battering, and she is a terror for tiring defences, Sylvia Brunt. New Zealand on the front foot again, and it just goes astray. Someone had made the run, timing was off, but the Black Ferns have a penalty. Quick tap, Hohaia for Simon. Goes herself, Kennedy Simon tries to batter over the line, and over the line she does. Kennedy Simon, the New Zealand captain, scores.
Just playing a tempo, weren't they? The New Zealand. Again, a set move, they peel out, and then the late drop-off is just so good there from Sylvie Brunt. Look at the footwork, so that's a back on a forward coming across that speed, so there's only one winner there. I like that from Hohaya. Heard his skipper say, let's go quickly. A nice, powerful finish from the skip, who's been tireless today, doing all that nasty work.
She set such high standards for herself and her team, Kennedy Simon. Pleased with this response this week. Holmes this time makes the adjustment and converts the Simon try. And New Zealand jump out again, 62 points to 12.
Going to make a couple of subs here. The New Zealand Ruahei Demantle come on, and also Leila Sa'i, as we see the good carry from the skipper, knowing where the line was and putting it down with authority with that right hand.
So Ruahei Demantle sit in at second 5'8". She's played plenty there this season. The New Zealand co-captain. And there's Maya Joseph out there in 21. Sa'i, all the new players, 21, 20, 21 and 22. Joseph in her third test.
Pull back. Touched.
McKenzie fields another on halfway. Here's Faitana Moleka. She's 19 years of age. She's another very talented player that Joe Yap has at her disposal. Holmes bangs it off to McKenzie again. New Zealand's line of defence coming up. It's a little grab at her at Bremner, and was eventually Parks that brought McKenzie down. Here's a Tussie Luffite. Fredericks has had no room. Morgan. And Moleka playing up in the line. O'Gorman, good hands. Nathan, this is better from Australia. Smith's been dangerous, gets a good offload away for Palu. Australia keeping the ball alive brilliantly. Now finding their flyer, Desiree Miller. Little hitch kick, and back into field they go. Promising once more from the Wallaroos. Once more goes Siokopesi Palu. Up towards the 5 metre line, looking for runners. Lafai's the next one from a standing start, just charges into the New Zealand defence. Around they come again, no way through that defensive line. It's there for Morgan though. McKenzie now. Just goes herself again, Bella McKenzie trying to step her way through. Oh, got it down, did she? It was awkward, may have lost it over the line. McKenzie, she's going to trot back and get ready to make the kick. Try and sell it, let's see.
I think she loses control. Chris, Shima, we coming up to you. Mindfield position is a knock-on. Can we have a look at that grounding, please?
Yes, Amy, I'm going to bring up the grounding for you now.
So players in possession.
She was right there, to be fair, the referee.
Here it is now, Amy.
I think she's got that down with a finger.
There, Chris. I can see no separation, and there is a finger on the ball pressing.
I think this is try.
Yes, Amy, there is no clear separation, and there is a finger on the ball pressing down.
Okay. Happy? Okay. So I'm going to overturn my on-field decision. It's a try.
All you need is one finger on that ball, and as long as there's no daylight between the ball and that finger, then the try's good. And McKenzie knew it. Oh, converts her own try as well. McKenzie full of urgency. Good try for the Wallaroos.
Oh, she's been good today. Look at her hair. Just slices through the defence. unstoppable. It's her second try today. She's been called on a number of times to make some telling tackles, but offensively, she's been a weapon for the Wallaroos. She's been a danger every time.
Australia bring it down. It's been a good response to them. Get a couple in the second half. O'Gorman lining up to carry, and it's exactly what she does. Righty O'Gorman. Brianna Hoyt still going there, the loose head prop. New Zealand give away the penalty. And a quick tap from Morgan. They want to just lift things up and try and run the New Zealanders around. Atunu makes a good tackle. McKenzie again, little chip kick over the top, and it's set up perfectly for Smith. Now here's Miller in space. Paul comes at her. Good covering defence from Mererangi Paul, but Miller goes again. She's really tenacious, Desiree Miller, the wingers. New Zealand come through and try and disrupt. It's Caitlin Leaney who carries up to the 22 this time. McKenzie once more. Now Morleka. Short for O'Gorman, barrelling onto it. Simon brings her down. Morleka again, she's had good impact off the bench. Now short for Fredericks, good tackle made. Vakolo. Australia's attack looking nice and crisp at the moment as they go up over the 22. It's a little untidy, too untidy in fact. A knock on the ground just as Australia were really getting a roll on.
Oh, were they? What? Momentum shift definitely on their side. New Zealand scrambling, and in the end just get the turnover at the right time, but it's a shame for Lane Morgan. The ball was sitting there. Look at this work. I like the way Smith just pulls her hands back, wait for the bounce, and then takes it, gives a nice pass out to Miller, who does well to stay in field for one, get up and play the ball. Just there, the little knock on the carry, was it? From Lafai. Some good signs though from the Wallaroos, and yeah, she's been, for me, one of the best.
Now she made the decision to come home from playing in England, playing in the PWR from Harlequins, did McKenzie. She wasn't quite settling on that other side of the world, even though her rugby was exceptional. And it's been obviously a good move because she's really bright. This is troubling for Marcel Parks. Her first test back since 2019, and she's had a horror run with injuries since then.
70's on a wheel.
Converting from a loose forward to the front row, and looks really disappointed and frustrated as she's going to head to the side, Marcel Parks.
Like you said, she's worked so hard, put herself in this position to get back amongst the mix and come on and get a chance here at home, and unfortunately it's not going to last as long as she wanted to, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's nothing too bad for her.
Yeah, well, she's regained a contract as well, centrally contracted. So Wellingtonian moved down to Matatu. Frustrating for her. And Chris Valicourt will head back out there. Won't be a problem for her. She regularly plays 70, 75, 80 minutes, Chris Valicourt. Charmaine Smith's made her way onto the field for New Zealand as well.
Joseph, he actually put the ball back in with their hand at the scrum. Lucky to get away with it because it came back outside that tunnel. She got away with one here. Look at this. Goes in, the hook's not good, and then he pucks it back in. Not sure how to do that.
Started the first two tests of the series, Maya Joseph. New Zealand really looking to build some depth in that halfback area after the retirement of Kendra Coxedge.
The Australian scrum really solidified since O'Gorman's come on the field.
All the way in.
This one does go all the way in, and once again it will be Olsen Baker to bounce out the back for New Zealand. And even though Australia were aware of it, she still managed to And some good hard meters again. There is Charmaine Smith, the veteran lock out there in jersey 19 for New Zealand. She's replaced Wallaroos.
Use it, Black.
Joseph goes back to King. Again, not looking for touch, Hannah King, and it's Moleka who brings it down for Australia. Tries to return favour. The 50-22 was on, but King had stayed back. And again, it's Stewart for the Wallaroos. Now Morgan. He's got caught in two minds at the half-back lane, Morgan.
No hands, Black, no
Some good support back there, though, in the form of McKenzie. Nathan not getting through Itunu and Simon. Moleka again, Fredericks and Smith. Gee, she's looked dangerous, Cecilia Smith. Again, heavy contact. As Australia look to build once more. Tipped on, and it's landed into the hands of Demant for New Zealand. And they'll look to counter here. Steinmetz as Joseph ripped it wide for her. Holmes finds Paul once more. Paul with a little chip kick over the top, centering back for Holmes, but back there in plenty of time was Moleka, and they've seen something here as the TMO and the referee.
Time off. Moment to check with the
So the first one here, Eldora Itunu.
Yeah, I'll bring it up for you now.
I'm going to have a look at a late tackle as well, but Eldora Itunu there, she hasn't heard the news yet, but she's going to be okay.
I like that from Amy Barrett-Serron.
So it's coming up right now. We're looking at the actions of goal number 5.
Yep.
I like the way she backed her call on field. She saw the replay and stuck with it. Well done. Here's a late tackle. Oh, geez. Yeah, I think penalty at best. I don't think anything worse than that. Yeah.
Okay, one more angle for you, Amy.
Those hurt, though, I'll be honest.
Okay, I'm happy with
Tassi
penalty.
Luffy didn't miss on Steinmetz.
And it's in the middle between the halfway and the 10.
So that'll be a penalty, and against Tassi Luffy.
Captain. Okay, so we have it checked, a high tackle by Black 18, no foul play for us. There is a late tackle here. One thing, Captain, I'm just going to ask, there's been a slight change in player behaviour and communication towards me. Can we focus on the rugby?
Yep.
Thank you. Penalty.
I love that from the referee standpoint.
Late tackle,
Got the right
we
decisions
penalty. We did check a
always.
potential dangerous tackle by 18, so I'm just going to ask you girls to focus on your level change. Yep.
Put that in the referee handbook, can we please? That was fantastic.
Well, in some circumstances, others would have given that against Eldora Itunu. Might have been yellow, could have been worse, but Amy Barrett-Serron was clear what she saw, explained the process to everyone, and we play on.
And I like the way she actually backed herself, and that's the thing for me, more so than anything, the call or whatnot. She saw it live, and she saw the replay and stuck with her call, so well done.
12. 12, 7.
Australia making some changes here. Trilling Paul Marty coming on for Cecilia Smith, who's been really impressive. Born just down the road here in Henderson.
Play on, straight across.
There's Paul Marty. There's that line out though for New Zealand. They're going to get the ball back because it was ripped away from Etenu. Just getting a little bit messy at the moment. So it's into the hands of Layla Saet to tidy up.
No, you're holding her in. She's holding you in. That's why there's no penalty.
Still able
Slow
to
your own ball down.
on the floor. Some decisions, but play on here for New Zealand. And Joseph, now Luca Connor. Oh, that one straight into the face of Olsen Baker. Oh, she's been in everything and absolutely worn one there.
Player who played the ball.
And New Zealand concede a penalty.
Yeah, and this is the area, the last 20-odd minutes, that New Zealand won't be happy with. Their standards have definitely dipped. Sure, there's been a lot of replacements come on, but you still want to hide these high standards, and no one likes a Falcon. It's the only thing she's done wrong today is not catch that with one hand and score.
Stay open for me, please. Right, thank you.
I like the fight back, though, from the Wallaroos in the last quarter. It's been real good.
It's giving them something to set their stall on for the rest of the season. More matches to come. Looking likely that they'll be playing in WXV2. And I'm sure the USA women will be watching this at their various locations. Some have headed back to the Prem in the UK, the PWR, looking like WXV1. But at the moment, this is looking like another streak down the flank from Miller. Good tackle from King. And then Fredericks in support couldn't quite hang on. But again, Australia showing that ability to bust out from deep. Just couldn't quite finish it on that occasion.
It's been good so far.
Oh, slick play from the Wallaroos to create the opportunity. Backdoor, McKenzie giving a nicely timed pass. You think she's away, but look at King tracking across. That's the attitude you want to see from a young player. Keeping your line intact in that situation. It's well done from the number 10. He's been fantastic today.
Just 20 years of age, Hannah King, in her second cap, bolted into the squad on good form in Super Rugby O-Picky. Product of Canterbury decided to make the move to go to Wellington and play for the Hurricanes, look for game time, and has looked very assured. It's got very dark, and there's another big shower coming across, and that is a very big scrum from Australia this time.
I'll talk to you now. You okay? I'll talk to you now. Okay.
So she's been on.
To earn the
whole structure of the scrum's changed.
First, you can't go up. To earn the dominance, you must go forward first. You can't go up. Same team.
There's some experience there from the number 18. She just wants to lay the hurt on Veliko. O'Gorman's going to be the matchup again on this side. She's going straight up just to pin her in there and make it a little bit uncomfortable for the number 1 from the Black Ferns.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Heat coming on from that Australian front row, but Olsen Baker just having to wrestle a few metres. He has done well again, the number 8. I feel like I've said that 100 times in this match, but he has been a standout. Kai Paul Olsen Baker. Now Joseph, this looks to clear out of a little trouble, relieve some of that pressure for New Zealand.
Oh, that's a great hold. Great release there from Joseph, but equally Olsen Baker doing their core responsibilities at the base of that scrum, taking it up, just setting the play so they can reset and get that exit play.
Wasn't straight. Oh, this line out, which has worked really well for Australia all competition, just fell away.
What would you like, scrum or
Hands on hips. Tanya Naden.
We still don't have enough time to add on numbers. Scrum or Lana? There's quite a lot of time to adjust.
getting plenty of advice, Amy Barrett-Theron, most experienced women's test referee. There's a New Zealand coaching box. They'll be a little happier, you'd think. They're not showing it, but I'm sure they are.
Just talking to the coach on the right-hand side, Steve Jackson, pre-game. He knew they needed to come in here with a plan and have a response, and I think they've got that for the majority, but again, it's just a couple of moments, a couple of areas that they won't be happy with. They'll be expecting more. Probably checking out his golf app there. He plays a lot of golf, does Jacko. Terrible at it. Handicap. Shocking.
Mike Delaney, Tony Christie. I think Alan Bunting is probably standing up, pacing at the back, the head coach. Again, O'Gorman being able to put pressure on. It's been really difficult for Joseph. Demant catches it on the bounce, and now New Zealand again feel like they've probably earned the right to attack from deep as Vahakolo gets through the first defender, as always. King. Smith, short ball for Olsen Baker up the middle, up over halfway, just stopped. Her opposite Piper Duck coming off and making a good tackle. Now Connor. She brushes off one and still goes forward, Luca Connor. Someone's boot's been hiffed away. Now Steinmetz. Mererangi Paul, Layla Saed, great shot on her by Miller. Able to keep the ball in field. They're keeping it alive well now, New Zealand. Itsunu up the middle, Demand, and now Veliko. That's got a little high on her. Still there for New Zealand, tipping it on. Bremner had to stop in her tracks, but there's always a support there. It's Vahakolo this time. Around one, through a second. Now looking to weave her way through more. Change of direction again. Look for the support. The Wallaroos come and cover. And steal it back. Great hustle from Australia.
You're very isolated there. Holding on. She's the first player in.
Oh, just the attitude there from McKenzie in particular. But right across the board, still putting in shots, still working hard, still scrambling from the Wallaroos. They're going to call the scrum. Lane Morgan.
Time off for a boot.
Great break from Vahakolo. There's the initial one from Olsen Baker. Again, powerful through tackles.
Yeah, time's off.
And look at the number 11 just slice through. She's so smooth across the deck, isn't she? Because she did make this clean break, she was isolated. And look at Morgan come through. Oh, that is nicely timed. Great turnover.
Australia, they've put some big shots on, but the stat that is going to frighten them is their missed tackle numbers. It's really getting up now.
There was a period in the first half, about 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in after the first quarter, where they switched off a little bit and New Zealand just amped up through the likes of Vahakolo, who scored a fantastic individual try and really alleviated the pressure that the Aussies had worked so hard to keep. So if they're able to keep that switch on for another quarter, then they will threaten these top teams, that's for sure. Because they're shown in the second half, the Wallaroos, that they can match it here with the Black Ferns when they get it right. Good crowds, wouldn't mind seeing the poise back, to be fair. Got some nice flags, great support here at Harbour.
Sammy Wood fan club in the back, played for I think Melville in club rugby. There's the point.
Yeah.
Time back on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Australia been able to put pressure on New Zealand's scrum ball, and that'll hold firm for them too. So able to come away is Morgan for McKenzie. Moleka flicks it on neatly for Miller, who's been really lively when it's come her way, Desiree Miller. Good defence from Steinmetz though, causing problems for Morgan. Hearty defence from Grace Steinmetz.
For me, I felt ball was lifted.
Great effort player. Great Steinmetz, that's one thing you'll get from her. Effort on effort, she does it there, but it's the timing. When she challenges, you watch her here, this is a great flick on. And then Miller gets on the outside, but look at her. Waits for the pick up and then go. A lot of players just go screaming in there, and that's the easy penalty, but great timing, great recognition from Grace Steinmetz.
So Amy Rules had to head back out to pack down the scrum for New Zealand, and that's because Eldora Itsunu is headed up the tunnel for head injury assessment.
Come back on. Crouch.
Into the final 10 minutes now. New Zealand 10 tries. Australia's 3, 62-19. 45-7 at half-time. Scrum's got really messy, and this time it'll be a penalty for New Zealand.
So, loose heads coming across.
What do they want to work on here, the Black Ferns? Do they want to go scrum, or do they work on the line out? Skipper goes, yep, we're going to go downtown and scrum, line out.
Line out hasn't been their most effective area throughout the series.
Kicker.
About 78-odd%. Just hear that in the background from the TMO. That's regarding Eldora Itsunu. She's being assessed.
They've been happy enough to take the ball down and then peel out the New Zealand team. I think this is a great opportunity to try rolling ball.
It's Sa'e in the middle. And again, they'll peel away. Kennedy Simon this time bounces out of one and a couple of tackles and just about controlled it over the line. Did the captain. Kennedy Simon gets her second.
And she's got the last two. Kennedy Simon, she took a shot for her troubles as well. That won't bother her though. They jump on their horses, get back to halfway. She's the one that comes in and then backs out. And look at this. Those are those missed tackles that really have stifled the Wallaroos today. There's one, there's the second. She goes over with 3 and 4. Ooh, just controls it.
Gets a teeth full of grass as well for her troubles, Kennedy Simon. Renee Holmes taking her time over. This is her 11th kick at goal. And it stays away as well. Kennedy Simon's second try. New Zealand's 11th at 67-19.
Just so powerful, isn't she? Kennedy Simon. Ooh, yeah, just regathers as she puts it down. Good try.
Smith just loses the handle, but New Zealand able to tidy up as we're now once again bathed in sunshine. And now Amy Rule back out there for New Zealand. Second shifts for both the starting props today. King. Stone Metz and now Holmes again, been a great return to Test rugby for her. Mererangi Paul streaks off down that right, but losing control again, New Zealand, so a chance for Australia. Yes, Caitlin Leaney goes forward.
Release.
Try and use this blind side. Oh, poor Marty.
Still playing advantage.
And they've got advantage to have the Wallaroos to play with here. Nice quick ball this time for Morgan. It's found McKenzie.
Advantage over.
Quickly, Muleka's been a good injection. Fredericks had Vahakolo come at her.
No, 16.
New Zealand defence just sweeping across. Good, strong drive of the legs from Balu, the on-field captain now, McKenzie. The back once more for Mare. Her experience now. McKenzie, good offload for Naden. Still going. The hook it deep into this match. Into the final 5 minutes. Morgan, Australia building phases once more. That goes through the hands, but still there for Lafay. Connor has got herself locked and then get told to get out of there. No hands on it, so she'll just shovel the body in instead. Duck, that's awkward and dipping, and as it's New Zealand and Simon tenacious to the loose ball. Lots of open spaces out the back. Chasers coming eventually in the form Vakolo and Joseph, but Frederick's back in plenty of time, and Australia are able to clear away. Now it's going to sit up here for Holmes. Good infield ball for Steinmetz in support. New Zealand up towards the 22 again, but once more Australia
Holding on.
still showing that hunger in defence to get back when they need to.
Yeah, I think that's one area today they've been very good. Had to break down turnovers. A lot of cramping going on. They've had to work hard. They've had to scramble a lot. Australia, Steinmetz did extremely well.
You okay? Okay. Your dog's here. 2 and 8.
Australia going to make a few changes anyway. Head above Malcolm Heckett. Just her third test coming on at hooker. We're toting a girls' product here in New Zealand, but made the move to Australia. 20 Tabua Tui Nakovandra coming on as well. May have to make a couple of others here. We'll see at the moment.
Look at those metres from New Zealand. 1,400. Just absolute massive stat. The offloads have been fantastic, and they're still talking it through. Lane Morgan with her number 10, McKenzie.
Yeah, sorry. You're going to make it? Yeah, that's it. Probably
Missed tackles 47. Absolutely massive compared to New Zealand's 13. Been the major stat and takeaway from this game for sure.
Just due on for Australia, but a bit to like as well, as they'll now, with this result, go into WXV2. That means USA will qualify for WXV1. And of course the Rugby World Cup 2025, Australia's qualifying path will veer away a little.
Just shows you the emergence though of the likes of the USA into the top shelf now.
WXV1 will be played in Canada in late September, early October.
Home of the number 2 in the world now. The Canadians overtaking the Black Ferns.
WXV2 slated for Cape Town, I want to say.
Yep, so there we go. Place that loves their rugby. Got the under-20s there as well in Cape Town.
That's the importance of this WXV. It means usually these two teams 3 or 4 matches in. Back in the day they would have finished their international season, but really it's just getting started. New Zealand have got test matches, that big one at Twickenham prior to WXV. So this is their last one at home for the year as Australia lose control of that.
I think there's not left on the supporters, hence why there's such a big crowd here today. How spicy is that, playing England in England?
Line out, not over. Yep.
All games, to be fair, that these two teams get to play the better. We've got the Six Nations. Obviously up in Europe,
so
these teams are dying for top shelf rugby, and they're getting that now.
The return match of the O'Reilly series will be played in Brisbane on July 14th.
Fine.
Plenty of test rugby for these teams to come as it all builds towards Rugby World Cup 2025 in England. There's again Olsen Baker pops out the back and able to get the ball away in contact. Some of the close quarter passing from the Black Ferns has been good. Bremner just keeps going, such a work ethic, Alana Bremner. Joseph digs it out. Demand and her first receiver. Connor.
Lost it now. Yeah, good turnover.
And Australia steal it away. So a chance for the Wallaroos. Has to grab another one. They'd love a 4th try. Here's Stewart. He's ridden down by Simon.
No hands, Black. No hands. On the body, not the ball.
Lafai. So good to see her in full flow after so many injuries from her debut, since her debut in 2018. Australia again just putting it along the line. Nathan and Lafai again come together.
It's your own player.
And Morgan will clear. McKenzie in position. The effort, poor Marty pumps a big ball wide. It's a good ball wide too for Balu. Again, it's Steinmetz who tracks her across, but up towards the 22 go the Wallaroos into the final 90 seconds now. good hard metres from Malcolm Heke. And now little crossfield kick in behind for Stewart to chase. King is back there, rather it's Vahakolo back there for New Zealand. She had Holmes in support. Oh, great steal coming through. It's Brianna Hoy back out there for Australia, pinching it away from New Zealand on the ground. Comes out slowly for O'Gorman. Australia is going to be happy to roll the sleeves up in this final minute, and they take a penalty will help.
I'm just going to scrum it up here, I think. O'Gorman, she's been fantastic since she's come onto the field. Really dug her sprigs in and been the cornerstone of a scrum that I think's really taken the edge in the second half for the Wallaroos. Can they have the final say in this match here? The Australians, a lot better second half, no doubt about that.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Morgan to feed this scrum. Clock is in the red. Time is up. And away goes Lane Morgan for Australia. One more hit here. McKenzie through the hands it goes for Frederick. She's ripped up by Steinmetz, and Paul rips the ball away, so it's New Zealand ball. And they might in fact play from there inside their own line. And Joseph instead bangs it into touch. An emphatic end to an emphatic performance from the Black Ferns. Bouncing back from defeat last week. New Zealand completely dominant. Set it up from about 10 minutes in, and in the end streaked away to a big win. Well, impressive bounce back from New Zealand.
Oh, no doubt. There was questions asked, a lot of inward looking, I'm sure, in the review after the loss last week by the Black Ferns, and I think they've answered a lot of critics and answered a lot of questions they have for themselves.
It is New Zealand will finish second in the Pacific Four series. They will wrap up the Laurie O'Reilly series again. It's New Zealand 67, Australia 19.